So Mary, tell us how you became Runway Girl.
Okay, so about 13 years ago, I became an aviation journalist, and I've been covering the industry since then, non-stop. I've been with Flight International and the Flight suite of publications for 12 of those 13 years. And back in 2007, my company saw what was happening in the social media space, realized that they needed to get their journalists also blogging in addition to writing about hard news, and they suggested that I start a blog. And it really came down to what am I going to call it? There was lots of suggestions, but I'm 6 foot tall. Back in the day, long time ago, I did a little bit of modeling, so we kind of thought, oh, this is fun. We've got aviation, we've got the height, why not play off of that? And that's how it started. Runway Girl started back in 2007, and I've been doing it ever since.
Great. And for the past, I think, 4 years, you've been with Flight Global?
So I've been doing that blog for them, but I've been working with them. I'm a staff journalist there, a staff aviation journalist. So in addition to the blogging stuff and all the fun social media stuff that I do, I also cover the hard news part of the industry, and I write for their magazines and write about what aviation, what's going on in the commercial aviation space. So.
I wanted to ask you a bit about that fun social media stuff.
Yes.
I noticed that the social media track at the education sessions earlier this week was a little bit sparsely attended. Yeah. What do you think that says about the industry, and where do you see, why is this maybe this resistance towards social media in the industry?
There is, within this particular sector in particular, and it's rather disappointing that the in-flight entertainment and connectivity sector has not embraced social media in a way that other parts of the industry have. In my opinion, I think part of the reason is that these vendors look at the airlines as their customers and not the consumer, and they need to change that mindset, because ultimately the end user is the consumer, and it would be insane to ignore social media. We're starting to see some inroads. Yes, that conference was sparsely attended, but I'm already starting to see a number of players jumping on, they're gradually getting on, and I think this time next year we're going to see a big difference in this space in social media.
You actually wrote in a post last week that there's been a surge of interest in in-flight entertainment and connectivity in both social and traditional media.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, and what are people talking about mostly?
We're finally at a point where the technology has caught up with the dream, right? So for many years, vendors in this space have made very big promises, and now they're actually able to make good on those promises. So you're going to see, as we're seeing right now, wireless IFE, high-speed in-flight connectivity, all the things that people had talked about, they're actually able to now do, and I think that's really the turning point. That's the watershed moment now that we're in the industry.
So finally, Sparksheet at APEX is all about making connections between the in-flight world and the broader content, media, and marketing universe. What do you think IFE people should know about what's happening in the wider media landscape?
I mean, I think what you mentioned about the social media obviously is key, and I couldn't underscore that enough. And also, we're all gone mobile, right? So looking at the entire passenger experience, every touch point, how you interact with your passenger, and the content that you provide, I mean, it's all essential. That's one of the reasons why Airline Passenger Experience Association changed its name. It was known as World Airline, Entertainment. It was very focused on that one particular part of the industry, and now you have an understanding that you need to look at every touch point of the travel experience, and with that provide the content that's necessary to those travelers.